Good morning, good morning. Sunday. Need to ask you guys a question. Well, come on. Let me bring it in and give you the question.
I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Okay. You're walking through the grass with me so I don't step on a rattlesnake or something. Because this is where I'd be living. Anybody know what those are? They're growing in the ditch outside my storage. And the crazy thing is that I kind of like them. Yeah, big surprise. Grant has a little plant thing going on. But I do. I like plants. Miss Tony is usually the one who takes care of them all, and she's excellent. Just amazing. Anyways, I do like flowers, and I saw these, and in the heat of the day, they close up. And there's 3 different colors. There's like a purple, and then there's a bluer shade of purple, and then there's a rhodamine color. Yeah, I know what rhodamine is. And then they're just all over. And I was thinking these would be gee golly whiz bang to have planted like that little clump right there. See that little clump? So, or that one right there. So my thought is that I don't know if these are actually wildflowers or if these are a real, just regular flower, and birds are eating the lizards that eating them, and you know what I'm saying. How are they repopulating? And another pretty cool looking flower is those little ones right there. And there is one, I stopped over here with Tony, Miss Tony, yesterday to show her these. Well, you can't hardly see them. They're like a twig back there. But yeah, if somebody knows what these flowers are, there's another. The pollinators love them. So, in my book, if pollinators are attracted to them, that makes them good. I don't think that pollinators are real big fans of GMO anything and don't mess with them. But it would almost look like these were planted intentionally. Here's kind of a pinker version of it there too. So, if anybody knows what those are, that would be kind of cool. You know, the other little, and I'm talking these are very delicate little flowers, is those right there. Now, a lot of these are real leggy. They're about 3 feet tall, and a whole bunch of those little purple blossoms on them, and it's got those little bitty leaves on the stem. So I guess here's an example. You can see how it's just got a real thin stalk going up to the very petite purple little flowers. And I don't know, I'm just digging this, and look at those little yellow ones. So it goes back to my contention that a lot of the flowers and plants that we actively are pouring Roundup and poison on to kill are actually probably got some incredible medicinal value, and we're using poison to kill something that's good and growing genetically modified crap that's poisonous. So we get a double dip. We get Monsanto, Pfizer, and we're just chemically look at them. It's just really beautiful. So anyhow, I'm gonna pause here. Didn't really intend to take you off on a little adventure into the weeds at the storage facility. Taking the rigid board out. I actually stood on it and was out on it, I don't know, about 20 something minutes until my legs started doing the Elvis shake, my left leg. And I'll remind you, the whole point behind my desire to paddleboard is an easier way to get in and out the water than my kayak. Look at this yellow one. Look at this. Look how delicate and pretty that is. There's a whole bunch of them there. So it almost feels like somebody may have thrown wildflowers out here as ground cover, and it just keeps reseeding itself. But if anybody is a follower, you know, both of you, one or the other of you, knows what they are, that would be kind of clutch if you could put a comment in there. I'm going to stop at the entrance here and get as close to it as I can without getting into cottonwood area. You got to see this honeysuckle bush. Oh my God. Next to the dumpster. Can you, yeah, isn't it that way always? Look at it. Look at this thing. Absolutely freaking beautiful. And the smell. Oh my goodness. It smells amazing. There's more down there. Look at the honeysuckle. It is so strong, the smell of honeysuckle right here. I don't know if when you were a kid, that you'd pull these little flowers and pull the stems out and lick the little, I don't know, the stem that's in the center, and you could taste sweetness. That's what I guess lures the pollinators in. But that is just a wild honeysuckle. I guess it's a vine. Just the mass amount of flowers, the clusters, it's starting to get a little bit warm during the day, okay? So, but it's not to the point where it's like oppressive yet. So being out here in the morning, it's still just a little bit cool, and those are some cool looking yellow plants down there too, almost like irises or something down there in the ditch. See, it's somebody's property here. I don't want them to think that I'm being weird with their stuff. I'm not. I'm looking at plants. So again, it's you go outside and you can actually enjoy being outside and getting this. It's cool, and then you smell. I think that's like natural opium right there. If that's the thistle, milk thistle that I think it is. Very good for your kidneys and liver. When you break it, it's like a milky white sap that comes out of it. So I'm gonna see. I'm trying not to put anybody's license plates or anything like that. But I don't want to walk down the ditch and possibly run into snakes or anything. So I'm going to see if I can go here. Watching for snakes. Yeah, look at those. I don't know if I can see yellow flowers there. And it's crazy that the ferns and all that stuff is just growing wild right there. It's a berm. It's like two sides of a drainage ditch or whatever. But those are really cool. Look at them. So, and I was up there. That's where I was at videoing earlier when I saw these. Look at that honeysuckle. The whole bush is just full of them. All right. Okay, I'm back. That little blue jay going nuts over there. So this is the rigid board. Some of the things that I'm not super excited about is the dock. When I come in off the water, is putting some, just getting it up on the dock. It's not like I'm roughhousing it or beating the crap out of it, but this is the rigid board. Boatworks Navigator. I think it's 11.6 or something like that. And yeah, it's 11.6, 31 inches. So I think if I was absolutely honest with myself, I need a full 12-inch wider board. This is probably just a little bit small for me for my size and weight. Because fat ass, whatever. Working on that though. Ho-ho. So my complaint has been is the thing is very tippy. When I stand on it, it's like I'm rocking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's almost as if this, you can see it's got a peak right there. It's almost like it's got a keel up on top. And what I'm told is it was designed like that as a extra air buoyancy. So, okay, that's all well and good. I was standing on it coming in yesterday, and I noticed that the nose was burying into the water, and water was coming up over the bow, okay? And I'm thinking that the way this is shaped with it kind of a hooked beak, that whichever way the nose is pointing, or the board is tilted, when the nose goes under, that's what tosses my stability off. So today's little exercise, and I thought that maybe it was cupped in the center and or bowed in the center, and so it was kind of rolling side to side. It doesn't look like it is. I think that's got more to do with it, and my weight and size compared to it, and then this right here burying into the water, it kind of preloads it towards being wobbly when water comes over the bow. And the biggest part of it is that it makes it very unstable and causes my legs to get way more uh, to maintain stability. I'm using my thighs um, a lot more than I do on my other board, and I really just think this is the wrong size board for me. Until I get better, maybe when I develop a little better sense of balance, this will be fine. I'm gonna still jump on it and ride it like I stole it, but I think that's what this thing's problem is. Um, it's a nice board. It's about $1,100 board or something like that. I don't even know if they sell them anymore. So take this out. The beauty of it is I've got the cover, the bag that I bought for it, and it just goes right up on top of the roof rack. I've got the roof rack, locks it down and come off the water. I can reach around the board and pick up on the handle and just carry it like a regular person would. So I'm in it on these rigids so you don't have to inflate them, because it's turning into more work than it's worth having to do the whole inflation. But we'll see. You know, everything, you know, I seem to waffle back and forth quite a bit. So I'm gonna pause it here and I'll get you when I come back. Okay. I'm backing off the water. I already packed everything up. There's a whole bunch of people over here and I didn't want an audience to the whole thing. So it turns out it's quite a bit more windy out there than I thought. So it was just a quick paddle. There's not a flag or anything down there that you can see. Well, the flag on this boat isn't acting crazy, but out there on the water, it's quite a bit more windy than it looks here. And water coming over the bow of the thing, and it was very choppy. So I decided to come back in. But anyways, that is the board. And now, I guess I need to come to a decision. And am I going to keep this board or not, and the inflatable? Or do I take them both down over to Savannah Canoe and Kayak and horse trade both of them with the bag to the owner there? I'm drawing a blanket. Anyways, horse trade them to him for it's probably going to have to be a 13-foot board, and at least 32 inches. And then whatever it is, I've got no more options. If I go that route, I've got no more options. I've taken my big inflatable safe tugboat and horse traded it, if this happens, it's figurative. And this one. So whatever I get for these, I'm either going to pay out straight out cash for a different one if I don't care for it, or I just put these in the storage and just go buy one over where they sell electric bikes over in Hilton Head. So I do have some funking to do. I got to go get this put away, vacuum all the dirt out of the back of the car. We went and bought flowers yesterday and one of them tipped over in the back, so of course it's everywhere. And so that's it. So thanks for oh, by the way, if you buy these, make sure that you get the keys for them and that you lock them. I mean, the last thing in the world that you want it to do is to unclip while you're going down the street. and loosen or even come off, and then you lose your board. And you know, okay, so that's tragic, right? Think about that going through somebody's windshield, and it would go through somebody's windshield. So be safe. If you strap them down, tie them down, make sure they're locked down. You don't have to get something like that. They are handy, and they can be limiting. Okay, so let's not forget that part. So anyhow, I will talk to you. Thanks. Bye.